Jesse Owens, my friend, talking about Nazi. Y'all,
Jesse.
a lot of people don't know. Jesse Owens versus the Nazis, man. This is not the Jesse Owens story. It's not about how little Jesse came out the vagina and just started running around the room and shit. It's just, this is a very specific time in Jesse Owens' life. As you all know, Jesse Owens, multi-record breaking track and field runner. And this is the story about how he went to the very controversial 1936 Olympics in Berlin and kind of changed things up there. And there's a lot to this story, not only about Jesse Owens, but it's also about the politics behind that period. And also, as you would guess, about how race relations were progressed just a little bit, just a smidgen, Martin. Now, the thing about, excuse me, so I can give Jesse Owens the proper respect to him, Martin.
Sure.
We always talk about biopics. And how, biopics, unless it's something really cool, like maybe they're tapping into a part of history that is still fresh with people. Straight Outta Compton.
Right.
One of the first real proper hip-hop biopics out there.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah,
you count the MC Hammer story with Anthony Mackie.
Are they coming out with that for real?
You've never seen that?
Hey, there's an MC Hammer story?
Yeah. You've never seen that?
Okay. We're going to get into that later. Okay. Shit, fuck getting into that. We're having a viewing party after this. I got to find out the origin of those pants, man.
It's actually a good one. They actually talk about it in the movie.
Really? Because I know that prior to the Hurt Locker, Anthony Mackie was one of those actors.
All right, but we ain't getting into this shit. I got to stop y'all. I'm not trying to get.
You don't keep it until 2.
I know. This brother will go off in tangents, man. I ain't trying to hurt you, brother.
Actually, when I started, I was like, he's going to cut me off.
Yeah, you knew. But here's the thing. Biopics, maybe they're told very artistically, and maybe that brings something new to it. Mm-hmm. But right here, this has, I'm not going to lie. Just straight out the bat, I'm going to tell you, this has the typical elements of a biopic that you would normally see in any other kind of run-of-the-mill biopic out there, especially for a sports one.
Sure.
For example, we have Jason Sudeikis in here. And Jason Sudeikis, he plays Larry Snyder. He's the coach that brought Jesse Owens into Ohio State University, and he's the one that encouraged him to go into the Olympics, even though there was a lot of conflict there, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But the thing about having Jason Sudeikis as, he plays the coach in these kind of things. He's losing all the time. People talking about his ass. He's walking down the courtyard and shit. Look at that motherfucking loser right there. And he's that grumpy guy because he's so dedicated to the sport. His wife left him. So almost every scene, he got that bottle in his hand. He's drinking. And they also got that scene where, he's just about to lose everything. And then he's going through a folder. And he's like, I've never heard of this black dude before. It's like, hey, we don't allow black people in here for this sport. At least not here. But if I bring him in here, it could change everything. Of course, when that happens, he has everything to lose, too. So you get the typical speech of, I'm going to be so hard on you. I'm going to be living you. You're going to serve me. Pretty much that master shit.
Yeah. I mean, these are all the cliches that come in these sports biopics.
Yeah.
There's also the one where the coach has to teach the star athlete how to deal with opposition from the prejudice other athletes.
All that shit. But this is the one pretty much where he says, listen, I don't really give a fuck about you. I just want you to win. Because if you don't, I'm going to kill myself because I ain't got nothing else left in life.
Well, then for the next 28 months, you're either in a classroom or you're on that track every hour, every day. And I don't care about your grades. I really don't. I don't care if your buddies have a keg they need help with, and I certainly don't care if you got a girl at home rolling down her silk stockings with that look in her eye. Do we have an understanding?
He's like, now, wait a minute, I ain't about to give up no ass. He looking at him like, now, you done gone too goddamn far.
I love silk stockings.
Yeah, I'm wearing them right now. Motherfucker, what's wrong with them? The guy that's playing Jesse Owens, that's Stephan James. You might remember him from Selma. And I know you're going to make fun of me, but look, I'm sorry, before just a small period, I thought he was Kid Cudi in the movie. Selma.
No.
Yeah, I know. just for a brief moment. All black folk look alike to me. So,
that's why we look so alike.
Yeah, exactly. No, actually, you two do. Come on. But
okay.
They also have in the movie, they had that part where they find out that, this guy was even better than we thought. When they have him out there doing his athletic thing, and like, oh my God, this kid is amazing. I'm like, that motherfucker stole my wallet. He ain't even coming back.
Frank Wyckoff runs 100 yards in 9.4. Kid just ran 100 meters. Well, Lynn, you know that meters are longer than yards, yeah?
I like the way
that's like me talking to you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm stupid. I don't know.
How you trying to play it off?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, he was actually straight up. He's like, no. Shit, yesterday he ran 3 cups and 2 teaspoons. I don't like, well, that dude just say, yeah, I'm stupid. What the fuck? We know this. Let's move on. But the thing about it, after you get through with those 2 elements, at least for me, that's where the movie kind of departs from the structure of the typical biopic, especially the sports biopic, because it's not really all that much about Jesse Owens. When you watch this, it's called race, and a lot of it has to do with the sport of racing, racial politics, and watching this, the politics of, as I mentioned before, the 1936 Olympics. That's what really got me into the film. I want to help a brother out. But Jesse Owens, to me, in this movie was boring.
Well, that's the thing I noticed, especially in the first half. I was like, he's sort of like a side character in his own biopic.
Man, maybe Marlon Wayans is right. I'm one of them crab Negroes, man. I don't mean to bring you down, brother. I want to help. But he was boring in the movie. He ran. He fell in love. He ran some more. After that part, as far as his personal life, he's either not all that interesting in most of the film, or he plays a pawn in other people's special interest.
Right.
And which is cool. I mean, would I love for this to be a great story about Jesse Owens? Yeah, but it's not. Everything else around it is interesting. Like watching Jeremy Irons, who plays a builder in the movie. What do you remember the guy's name?
You know what? I would have learned it, but I was like, well, Corey has notes. I'll wait for him to tell us. You don't have IMDb up there?
Avery, I just didn't have it up yet. I'm scrolling through. He knows I try to push that shit up. And Martin, what was his name, man? Come on, Thorne. But Avery Brubadge was his name, and he's a builder. And he got caught up in this whole thing of people at that time. It was on the cusp of World War II. Germany was over there, and people had heard rumors. Nobody really knew, but they say, yeah, man, they scooping up Jews over there and putting them in camps and everything. And they were like, I don't know about all that. Let's not rush to conclusions. And some people said, well, just in case, we need to pull out of these games here to show that we're not part of that. But I like the way Jeremy Irons and we like, shit, there's a chance we can make some money. Fuck them Jews. Because it also gives you perspective on some of the scandals that were about to take place around that time in that event also.
I can urge each athlete to search their conscience, and I know a lot of people on the American and the international committees who feel the way I do.
We'll send someone over there to find out. Keep them in line.
Who do you have in mind?
I propose Avery.
He's like, the fuck you do?
I wasn't even supposed to be
here. He's really good in the movie. Like a lot of people are great in the film because there are a lot of veteran actors in here. You just saw William Hurt over there. And don't get me wrong, Jesse Owens in the movie, the time that it really works is that later in the film where he's really put into this conflict. I mean, you just the story of this guy who has so much pressure on him. He has to please his coach, but then he has to also be a
representative of the black race.
Of the black race, yeah. And then people are telling him, people tell you not to go, but you could also break some boundaries if you go there too. I think during that part is when you feel for Jesse Owens the most.
The Olympic trials are coming up soon.
Yes, sir. A little under 5 weeks.
Well, no doubt you hope to qualify and take part.
I'm like, well, yeah, I was until you said it like that.
I know. They about to jump him if he says no.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yes, sir.
Even under the Hitler regime? On behalf of Mr. White and his organization and the Negro community across America, I hope you don't go.
He's like, damn, you had to throw that Negro community shit in there. I was gonna make my mind. That's how they get black people. Well, the black community, the Negro community is watching your ass.
Yeah, you get manipulated by that a couple of times. You stop falling for it.
Yeah, I think that my favorite performer in the film is Jason Sudeikis, man.
It's his movie.
It really is.
I was about to ask that because I remember when we watched the trailer, you were like, I'm concerned about Jason Sudeikis.
No, I was the one that said I really was looking forward to him. And
Okay.
you guys were saying,
I remember what I said was that, I mean, I knew he had the talent, but he's one of those guys I'm so used to seeing him be funny and even sarcastic and delivering a funny line in a way that's serious where you almost have to like kind of go like, I caught the joke in that, where I thought that it might be a situation where everything he said would just make me want to laugh.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is his movie.
It's his movie, and Jason Sudeikis, as you know from Saturday Night Live, has made a great transition to drama. And that's the best written character in the film because he's morally ambiguous, but never in a way that's unlikable.
Right.
I mean, he's going to tell you straight up, I don't give a damn about black people. I need a win, man.
Larry! You got a chance to be a part of history and you're going to walk away from it, huh? Throw it away?
Look, I got people looking at me for an example.
What do you mean people? What people? Black people?
Fuck them niggas. I don't give a fuck about black people. Shit, black lives don't matter to me. I mean, and it's funny too because every time that this dude Stephan James is about to go for that black Oscar. Oscar, that black, and Oscar too. Every time you're about to go for that black Oscar, somebody just yanks that performance away from him, man. He gets
my movie.
He gets overshadowed by somebody else. And when I was watching this, Jason Sudeikis, man, he has a charisma unlike a lot of people out there. It's a rare charisma because it's not showy.
Right.
It's not anything that he has to do that it's effortless because he just sits there and he just delivers dialogue in such a down to earth but likable kind of way that I was kind of mesmerized by his performance. He's the one that comes out the best here. As I said, it's got a lot going for it. Amongst the things that I told you there, it's got great production value, man. I mean, this is something that you kind of like some scenes when they go to Germany. That's some shit you expect to see out of a science fiction movie or something.
That's the thing because so much of it in the early part seemed kind of low budget, but when they get to Germany, they really pull out all the stops, and they bring that to life. And I was just like, man, I want this to just be about this part right here.
Yeah,
there's so many great things going on, and just this period in time, and yet overall, this movie is just kind of okay. It's like all these great parts don't add up to a great movie. It's like something's great, but this great thing doesn't like run smoothly into this long series of great things. It's like, well, that was great, and that was great, and that was great, and that was great. There's a lot of moments between Jesse Owens and Jason Sudeikis' character where they have chemistry, but it's small moments. Like they have this here, but it's not consistent. And they waste a lot of time, like with Jesse Owens with his story, like with that girl that he was seeing for a while. Like when it's all said and done, I was like, that added nothing to this.
I think it did. There's a part in the movie where Jesse Owens, they want to show how flawed the character is. And I see what you're saying. I don't have any clips of it. There's nothing that you will see here. And I don't even want it to be a spoiler for people. But, somebody get a little fame, somebody get a little money,
sure.
They want to start fucking around a little bit, And Jesse Owens, they want to show that, hey, he wasn't such a good guy like the press was portraying him, or like history portrays him. They want to show that he had his flaws too, he has temptations. So that's what biopics do. Even that, while I understand, I get that that's typical too.
Yeah, I mean, it pushes the movie to, a little over 2 hours when it didn't need to be, unless they'd spent more time focusing on, Nazi Germany and just how much this was leading into World War II, and really, like, in the end, the epilogue, where they tell you about what happens to Jesse, his life after this.
Yeah,
I'm like, man, a lot of that should have been on film and not just written on the screen.
Like they ran out of money.
Important. Yeah.
Well, we'll wait for part 2, man.
Race again.
Yeah.
Because it's such a big deal. And then to find out what happens after, you're like, shit, all that's important. That really plays into all this.
Well, like I said, this is a movie not about Jesse Owens. Mm-hmm. It's about the Olympics and about that period of time and how that and just how the times are changing and how they have not only the politics of that event, but also the politics between countries too. I'm gonna tell you something. Martin is a little upset because Martin, if he's not feeling, he don't like for something to go 1 minute over 2 hours. Because the movie was, he's like, Martin walked down, he's like, God damn, that was over 2 hours long. I was like, well, man, it's just 2 hours and 5 minutes. It's over 2 hours, ain't it? That's like, shit.
That was just the credits, man.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with a movie being an hour and 45 minutes.
Shit, I mean, 2 of them were taken up by you just walking out. I'm like, God damn, bro, it's going to be all right. Anybody who's going there, I mean, not everything has to be, some big, lofty, hefty film. Some things can just be enjoyed, and they can still be a full-price film. And that's what this was for me. It's like, you want to call it light full price? That's what I think. I was thoroughly entertained by it.
Okay. Well,
fuck you, D.
Okay, well then we don't agree. And I have to give it a matinee just because like I said, it couldn't stay consistent. And so much of the first half of it, it really did feel like it was trying to go for what 42 did, what 42 made seemed easy. And it just only in the second half when it got historical, when I was like, okay, now it's setting itself apart, and I wish it could have been more this.
Tell you what, Martin, say what you will, but it's the closest thing that we'll get to a Holocaust movie starring a black man. So
That's true. That's true. They didn't find a way to mix the two.
Broke some ground right there, brother.